Well, hello there, stamping friends. It's Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and we're doing Facebook Live at evening early this week. Have some other things going on. So anyway, it's Tuesday, June 27th, and I can't believe we're going to be closing out the month of June. So tonight, in light of that, I am going to do one more card using the Bright and Beautiful Suite, which is my product spotlight for the month, which means you can earn a 4-card free tutorial if you would purchase this suite from Stamping Up before the end of the month. A little bit more on that at the end of our broadcast tonight. But as we're getting started, please put your name and where you're watching from in the comments. Also, if you have any questions or feedback on the project, please don't hesitate to also put those in the comments. Most important to me and why I do this work is to help you get stamping or learn new stamping tips and techniques to use in your everyday projects. So, let's see. I think I'm ready to put the camera down. Let's take a peek at the catalog and get going. Just upside down here for a minute. And we'll see the desktop. And let me just refresh my computer to catch up with us. I want to see your comments and questions. All right. So here we go. This is our annual catalog. It did come out in May. And on page 14 is where the Bright and Beautiful Suite collection is. And tonight we are going to be using the stamp set. Not the die set tonight, but we are going to use the Designer Series paper, which is just gorgeous. And let me show you those things just a little bit closer here. So this is the stamp set. It is photopolymer. So you will see tonight that I'll be using my Pierce mat to get good impressions, especially of the balloons. This is a very versatile set, but I think it's perfect for birthday cards. And so that's how I've been focusing my card making this month using this set. Okay, let's see what's up next is the dies that go with it. Some very unique dies. In addition to the balloons, there are stars, there's tassels, there's a really cool die cut to make fringe, and also a nice label for the sentiment, and a little die here to make confetti. How fun is that? And then we have a 6x6 Designer Series paper, which actually has 48 sheets of double-sided paper, and we're going to be seeing some of that tonight. So let me get those out of our way, and let me show you the card we're going to make. So we're going to do another fun fold tonight. And actually, I needed to step this up a little bit. With all of the folds, it was hard to keep this card closed, so I made an additional belly band for this design to actually help to keep the card closed. Now, I think this is a very, very fun card, but with just a few folds, a little Designer Series paper, using a little bit of our returning ink colors, this is really a sight to behold. I would love to get this in the mailbox. I don't know about you, but let's go ahead and see what we're going to use to make this card. I'm just going to set this forward a little bit, and I've got my Pierce mat here for any stamping I need to do. Okay, maybe I'll just put it up here a little closer for you. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And first we have our card base. I'm using Berry Burst tonight, one of the returning colors. And this base is 5.5 by 11. So it's a little more than a half a sheet this way, but it's a full sheet this way. And then this card base I have already scored at 1¼ inches, 5½ inches, which is exactly in half, and 9¼ inches. Okay, so once again, 1¼ 5½, and 9¼ Okay, just leave that sit here a minute. To make the belly band, I took another 11-inch piece, and I'm going to end up trimming it a little bit. And let's see, I made it how wide? And it's 1 inch wide. Okay, so that's for our belly band. We're going to be punching some circles to make the front of the belly band. Then we have some white cardstock here that we're going to be stamping on. So we have let's see here, let me just make sure I'm telling you the right sizes. I have 4 and 5¼ So our normal card insert must go on this one. There we go. And then I have another white piece to go inside here. Let me tell you, that is also 5¼ by 3½. So those are the 2 pieces of white cardstock that we're going to be stamping on tonight. And then let me go ahead and bring in some designer series paper. And you know, last month I was featuring scraps. Well, here's an opportunity once again to use some pretty small pieces of scrap paper. And that was my some scraps that I had in the paper set. And then this is a larger one. So this one is actually 3½ by 5¼ because that's going to be the solid piece here. And then I have 2 pieces that are 5¼ by 1 inch. Okay. And then I have a little bit larger piece for the side over here, and this is 1½ inches by the 5¼ Okay, so we've got all of our pieces, except for we're going to go ahead and punch out what we need to make our belly band. So I'm taking the 2-inch punch I have, and right now this is available in the online exclusives. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch out a circle here for my belly band. And then I need to use another one of our punches that is in the annual catalog. And I believe this is the curvy circle, I think it's called. And this is, I think, 2 3/8. When I measured it. It's the same size as the circle that is featured with the Circles stamp set. And you'll see that goes nicely around our 2-inch circle. Okay, so we've got the pieces of our belly band. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp the pieces that we need before we put everything together here. So I'm going to just set these here on my Pierce mat, and we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside of the card, as well as let's go ahead and stamp our focal piece for the belly band too. So I'm first going to get out my Berry Burst and stick my finger in it. All right. So hi Kim, hi Tina Louise, nice to see you here this evening. Let's go ahead and do a happy birthday. I really like the size of the happy birthday in the stamp set. It is perfect. And I'm just going to center that in the middle of this 2-inch square, 2-inch circle. Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, we have our happy birthday. We'll just set this up here. And I'm going to wash it off with my Simply Chamois here. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and on my larger piece of the card insert here for inside, I'm going to go ahead and do, I think it's time for a celebration. So we'll get that one done next. Just tapping in my ink pad here. And then I just want to center this at the very top, leaving plenty of room to write a special message inside this very special card. All right, so we've got that part done. Now I'm going to go ahead and wash that off. And let's go, and I'm going to do the yay you at the end. So I think I'm going to start with my biggest balloon so I can work on the placement of that since it's the largest. And want to make sure I've got this well covered with ink. Make sure it's on the Pierce mat, because this is the type of stamp that when you're using photopolymer will miss parts of actually stamping if you're not doing it on the Pierce mat. It really needs the cushion in order to get a really good image. Hi, Jane. All right, just kind of pressing that down, making sure that that pretty peacock ink settled in. All right, there we go, our first balloon. Now in the center, isn't that odd? Now this is where I wish I knew where my pretty peacock pen was. You know, I don't have it right now, but I'm just going to take my magic marker, my Stampin' Write marker, and fill that in. I don't know why it's left it on the stamp. But anyway, that can be fixed, or it can look like a really big star, one way or the other. All right, go ahead and clean that one off. Let's go and do our berry burst, which is the next size of the balloons we want to do here. Okay, get that just a little bit lower here. There, that went well. And then let me just move that ink to the side here, and I'm going to go ahead and get my lemon lime twist. I don't know about you, but I was so happy when this color came back. I love lemon lime twist. Hi, Betty. Glad to see ya. So now we're going to do the smallest balloon in our lemon lime twist. And I want to just put this, and I'm thinking about where I place this so that I'm able to use the balloon strings and not necessarily go over the top of one of the other balloons. Boy, doesn't that just jazz this up? I love this color. It's so happy. I was very happy when they came out with Parakeet Party, but that is still just a little bit darker than this lemon lime twist. This is still, you know, just a little brighter, a little happier. All right, so now I can close my lemon lime here. I'm going to close Pretty Peacock. It's dangerous when I have these open around me. Okay, and I'm going to get the berry burst back over here, and I'm going to do the little yay you down here on the base of this card. Right in here. Okay, wash that off, and then I'm going to do the balloon string in actually my Memento Tuxedo Black. You could use basic gray too. I think that would look nice with these colors. So now I'm just going to line up the bottom of the balloon with the top of that little string, and kind of like the festive nature of these strings hanging down. All right. Boy, doesn't that look like you just walked into a birthday party and all kinds of balloons are all around? I think it's time to have a party where I have balloons all around. It's always so fun. Haven't done that for a number of years. I still have from when my son was young, all those little, I don't know, anchors or whatever to hold the balloons if you make a bunch of them. So I've got this stuff. I just need to have the party. All right, we'll get that out of the way. Let's go ahead and put this pretty card together. So I am first going to just fold my cardstock, and I'm going to first go with 5 1/2 and just put it in half. Let me get my balloon folder here. Okay, and then I'm going to, oops, got to go this way. We're going to fold this one in towards the center. This is that 1 1/4 inch one, I believe. Our 5 1/2 was this way. Okay, and now we're going to fold backwards at 9 1/4. And then this gets tucked underneath here. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our did I say these are our 1 inch strips. I'm going to go ahead and use my multi-purpose glue here. Ooh, new glue. Got to be careful. Just trying to push this towards the center a little bit. When you go from having a glue that's very dry to one that's full and brand new, I have a habit of sometimes getting a little crazy with it. So I'm just going to center this and hold it in place for a moment. And where it came out the end there a little bit, try to get that brushed off. You know, you can always use your gum eraser to take that extra adhesive off of there. All right. So we've got that. Now we want to do one on the inside of that. So once again, let me just go ahead and put my glue on here. Now I really like this on Berry Burst, but with the designer series paper and all the stamping we did, you could use white cardstock too, and it would look really pretty. But I just love the pop of Berry Burst. I was glad this one came back. This is one of the ones where I had bought a lot of paper when it got retired. But you know, you don't necessarily, if it's a retired color, have the designer series paper that has that color in anymore. So I was so happy when this came back and this paper came out because I really, really like it. Like I said, I have so many birthdays in the summer. So there we've got the part to write on. Now on this one you can tell I actually had a matching scrap, so I made this part smaller. Now I didn't have a matching scrap anymore, so I decided to use the whole section just to stamp my balloons. So whenever I can use a scrap of designer series paper, I do, and then I'll just kind of adjust, you know, the more plain paper or what I'm doing with my stamping so I can, you know, use the paper because it's so pretty. Okay. Now I'm going to put the 1 1/2 inch piece here. Now you could go either one. I think because I had the Berry Burst, I thought I would just do this. And I don't have the pink on here, although that really does look pretty with the greens, doesn't it? Yeah, right. Let's go with the pattern. You don't have to twist my arm. All right. That's what I love about these pieces of paper. 2 sides. If you don't like one, flip it over. Okay. And then I'm going to put this one right here as another accent piece. Now I'll show you why I decided to do the belly band on here. I think it'll become evident. Now I did use the bone folder here. Let me just put that aside. But you can see this still wants to sit up. So that's why I wanted to do the belly band, because it'll go better in the envelope. So this will fit in a medium envelope, but it won't like spring right open when they open it. So I am, because though it's so thick, I'm not going to put any dimensionals on here. I'm just going to glue this on the center of that curvy circle die. All right. And then what I did, now you can be a little more precise with this if you want, but I just took the 1-inch strip of paper and I went around the back. And then now you don't want to do it too tight. This belly band was pretty tight. So you want to go ahead and crease that this way. And this one this way. Okay. And then I just did a little trimming. So I could have measured and trimmed, because what I want is in the middle to have that glued together where I'm going to glue the circle on. So actually I only have to trim one side. So then I'm going to put a little glue on here. Match up the sides and just hold it a second. All right, and then I'm going to put a little glue right here in the center. And then I'm going to take my happy birthday and center that and just press and hold it in place. Put my lid back on my glue. All right, and so then we've got our special card. And then I would take an envelope and either do balloons on that or another piece of designer series paper on the flap. And we have one very festive birthday card to share with someone we care about. So I hope that you've liked this design. I'll just remind you of the other ones that I did this week in case you haven't tuned in. Let me show you. So last week I did this fun fold and happy birthday and just some different papers, but from that same paper set. And then the week before, I did some very easy ones using just white cardstock on the back. And then I just did some fun things inside with balloons, more just using solid colors. And then I did stars on this one and used those dies to cut out the stars. And I cut out an extra one, so there's actually 3 that are popped up. I don't know if you can see that on this front. And then just took a little white so that they'd have a place to sign on the inside. And then this is with the matching paper that's in that suite. It is like window sheet paper with gold metallic confetti. And on the other side of that, you could use it's silver. So you can decide if you want silver or gold. And there are 3 different patterns on 3 different sheets for $9. And then on the inside of this one, I just took the solid part of the DSP and then added the happy birthday. So as you can see, this suite makes making birthday cards so very easy. Oh, also I did a class this month, and this was with that fringe die. Isn't that cool? And then I actually did a pop-up, and I cut stars out of the designer series paper and popped those up with different dimensionals to make this card really interesting. So that is another idea. And if you would buy this suite right now, because the designer series paper is on sale, I would suggest that you would buy it as the Beautiful Balloons bundle. You get 10% off, so $52 instead of $58. The Bright and Beautiful DSP is 15% off, so it's $10.62 instead of $12.50. And then that Gold Celebrations DSP, which is that 12 by 12 window sheet, is $9. So for $71.62, you could make an amazing number of cards. Okay, and then this is my gift to whoever would buy that product that I'm spotlighting this month, and it is a 4-card free tutorial with not only all the supplies listed, but actually the step-by-step instructions with pictures. So, and that would be emailed to you from me. So, there's also Plum Crazy Stamping. If you have a $50 order, which that would qualify, I am also giving away another tutorial for the Irresistible Blooms suite. So you can actually get 2 4-card tutorials. So that would be an 8 different cards. And if you are on my mailing list, you'll have all the directions for these. And if you took the class, you also have the directions for this one. So with that, let me just take a peek if there are any questions here. Hi, Betty. I don't see any questions. Let me go ahead and put this up and say thanks so much for joining me tonight on Plum Crazy Stamping. And believe it or not, this will be the last Facebook Live for June. But if in the meantime there's anything I can do to help you, remember the DSP is on sale through the end of the month for 15% off. Don't hesitate to contact me at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. Thank you. Have a great week and happy stamping. Bye-bye now.